Whoa. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Hey everybody, welcome to a special video that I'm doing for NYPS, National Youth Pride Services. I want to start off by saying thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a character from The Wizard of Oz, which is something we'll be talking about today. Now, if you don't know anything about The Wizard of Oz, let me give you a little background. Originally titled The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, it was a movie that was made in 1939, and the story follows a girl named Dorothy who is swept up by a tornado, twister, however you want to call it, and she's dropped off in this wonderful world called Oz. On her way to meet the great and powerful Oz in order to get her dream fulfilled, which is to go home, she meets some very interesting characters along the way, which are the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion. Now, apparently with me doing this video, as you can see, I'm trying to dress like Dorothy, and I tried to have my dog Pinto be Toto, but he's just really lazy right now. But anyway, Dorothy is the main character from The Wizard of Oz, and I was told by a very particular person, I thought he moved. It's very rare that he moves. He's not old. But I was told that me and this chick Dorothy had some very similar things going on. I don't know. One thing I can say that me and Dorothy have in common is, hold on. I did take notes, and they're pretty deep, so I'll probably give y'all the Spark Notes version of my notes. But one thing that was similar between me and Dorothy that I did, dawn on me like, oh, okay, me and this chick got something in common. But on to more important things that really tie me and Dorothy together. One thing that we do have in common is that we are willing to drop whatever problem that we are having and whatever problem that needs to get solved in order to help the next person. So Dorothy is that representation of anybody in the world who is willing to just drop anything that they have going on in their lives to help other people. Sometimes that could be a blessing and sometimes that can be a curse. But most of the time it's up to you to figure out which one of those domains that you lie in when it comes to situations like that. For example, Dorothy had issues of wanting to go home. On the way to visit Oz, she met the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow wanted a brain. She met the Tin Man. The Tin Man wanted a heart. She met the Lion. The Lion wanted courage. Dorothy was so taken by these people who she called her friends that she really wanted to help them out, even though she put what she needed on the back burner. Now, what Dorothy did do, and which I do commend her on, is she did make a way to get all those things that her friends needed, plus she was able to get what she needed. So saying that, I'm saying this. The lesson here for today that I'm giving you with this issue is to make sure that whatever problem that you have, it's okay to help other people, but make sure that you are taking care of you, because nobody else is going to take care of you but you. And I admit, I do have this problem. I have people who I know here in Chicago that I'm having problems. Even back in Memphis and Jackson and Bolivar and all these other places, I still have issues going on up here, but I'm so willing to drop everything that I have going on to help them out that I need to pay more attention to what I got going on and make sure that anything that I have going on, I need to be able to take care of myself. Because if I'm not taking care of myself, how am I going to take care and help other people? Moving on, speaking of Dorothy and her friends, one thing I do want to mention is what I feel is the beautiful message behind this story is that, and I'm not saying that this is the message, I'm saying this is what I interpreted from this movie, one of the many things. But one thing I take from this movie is that friends make the journey worth traveling. Okay, of course Dorothy had issues on her own, but she was willing to help other people out, which is a beautiful thing. And with her helping other people out, she was able to go on this amazing journey with lions, tigers, and bears. You thought I was gonna say, oh my, didn't you? Psych! But anyway, that journey that Dorothy took was so memorable, not even in her eyes, but even in the viewer's eyes. We were on there looking like, wow, I really wish I could have went on the same journey, but I could have did without the flying monkeys. So even though you're having your own set of problems, make sure that you're talking to your friends, because they might be having some problems too. And one other thing that I took from this is that, what am I trying to say? Even though Dorothy had her own problems, she was still able to take from other people's problems and figure out the message and the answer that she needed a solution to for her own self. One other thing that Dorothy was able to do in The Wizard of Oz, she was able to confront her biggest fear. And I know what you're gonna say. She conquered her fear by going home because her fear was not being able to go home. I understand that. But I think a bigger obstacle in this was the Wicked Witch. And I know my network mate Anthony Walker was rooting for the Wicked Witch. I was not. Because when the Wicked Witch said, I'm gonna get you and your little dog too, oh, she evil. I know she's misunderstood, but she's evil at this point. She's trying to get rid of Dorothy and the dog. Over with. So when it finally came time for Dorothy to confront the Wicked Witch, she gained all the courage that she needed. She used her mind, and she had a big heart because she wanted to protect her friends. And that right there is what helped her trump the Wicked Witch. Also with saying this, one other thing that I have taken from this movie is that the answer to your problem is with you all the time. I don't know how many of you were upset about this, but this is a big plot point for me in the movie. Dorothy had on the red slippers. She took that entire journey to help her friends, to help herself. She went into the poppy field. She was attacked by flying monkeys. She confronted the evil witch. And yeah, everything was all good because she learned a lot of things on that journey. But you mean to tell me that the answer to her solution was on her feet the whole time? Stop it. Just stop it. But that could also be a valuable lesson. The answer is with you all the time. You just have to look deep down inside in yourself. When Dorothy closed her eyes, do you think that it was the shoes that really helped her get back home? I mean, yeah, based on the story, yeah, that's what happened, but do we really think that, people? Come on. Just think for a minute. So if I were to parallel myself with Dorothy, which is played by the amazing late Judy Garland, if, like my network mate Anthony said, if you do not know, just brush up on your history. Google it. But like I was saying, if I were to parallel myself to Dorothy, I understand that I have problems that I need to take care of. But I am such a big-hearted person that I like to help other people take care of their problems too. But one thing I cannot do is ignore my problem, because the problem isn't gonna go away. Just like the Wicked Witch. She was not gonna go away until Dorothy faced her. Just a lazy dog. And I also parallel myself with Dorothy because I need friends. I'm not gonna say I need friends. I would love to have friends to help me through with my journey on figuring out what the problem is. Because if I can do that, I could probably take bits and pieces of their problems and apply it to mine and figure out what I need to do for myself. Do you know how elated Dorothy must have felt to confront her fears and just, I don't know. I just feel like that's a great feeling to have whenever you are having a serious problem and you're able to confront it. It's like, whoa. Also, you have the ability to do great things, and you also have the answers to all your problems. All you have to do is look inside yourself. Just like Dorothy's ruby slippers, they were with her from the beginning of the journey. You just have to look inside yourself. Now, you might be discombobulated. You might, not think about it at first, but then it'll dawn on you and be like, oh, I got the slippers on, I can go home. Well, the same thing can happen when you look at the answers inside of yourself. And also having these friends showed Dorothy that you can get through anything with a heart, love, with courage, the lion, and a brain. wisdom. So that's my spiel on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure that you check out the NYPS website. I want to thank everybody for allowing me to do this. I thank y'all for listening to me because I know I can go off on a tangent and talk a lot. And also I'm kind of sick. It's wintertime in Chicago, so y'all know how that go. But before you leave, make sure you explore the NYPS webpage. Subscribe. Do what you do. I'm out here. You ready, Toto? Yeah, have a great day.